We will discuss about the fiber optic components. So generally, the fiber optic components which are used to design the optical systems, like you know about the optical digital signal processing device. So like digital signal processing device, we can implement the optical signal processing device and optical networking systems and photonic integrated circuits. So these fiber optic components we can use to implement the optical networking systems and optical signal processing and photonic integrated circuits. So generally you know about the integrated circuits like VLSI circuits, very large scale integrated circuits. Those can be implemented by using the photonics, means optical signals, that is called as the photonic integrated circuits. So we can implement these following. So there is so many systems. I gave only three examples: optical networking systems and optical signal processing and photonic integrated circuits. Okay. So here why we are using the fiber optic components in the optical networking and signal processing, because as compared to the earlier versions, means already what are the systems which are execute which are existed in the previous years, those are represented as the former methods. The former methods are electronic systems, means in the electronics we are using the copper wire methods, so which are somewhat complicated as compared to the fiber methods. Means in terms of a light processing, it is having the very high speed in the fiber optic systems, and we have the less losses as compared to the electronic systems. So that's why we are going for the fiber optic components. Fiber optic components are used to form the fiber optic networking and optical signal processing devices and photonic integrated circuits. So there is so many devices we can implement it by using the optical fiber components. So here why we are using the fiber optic components rather than the copper wires, means electronic wires. So here the fiber optic system, which is not much complicated than former copper wire systems. It is not difficult as compared to the copper wire systems, and the components whatever we are needed for the optical network, it is sophisticated, so which are very required for the optical fiber systems. Typically the fiber optic components, generally whatever the system, not only optical fiber systems, what generally the communication system, it consists transmitter and receiver. So here also we can determine that as a trans receivers. Trans receivers means which is the combination of both the transmitter and the receiver. Okay. It can transmit and receive the data at a time by using the fiber optic components. So there is a different methods in optical fibers. So only one single direction, bidirection also available. So the type of typically fiber optic components includes trans receivers and optical amplifiers. What I am told here, now we are discussing about the fiber optic components. There is so many components. One of the component is trans receiver, that is a optical trans receiver and optical amplifier. So like this method which is related to the semiconductor optical amplifier. This method which is also called as semiconductor optical amplifier, and couplers, splitters and wavelength division multiplexing, multipliers and demultipliers. So these are the components which are used, like isolators, circulator, attenuator and switches. All these are the fiber optic components we are used in the fiber optic networking and signal processing, that is optical signal processing and photonic integrated circuits. Okay, there is a different types of fiber optic components, so which are passive type and active type. Okay, so passive and active type of a there is a very difference, that is, if it is a passive component, the passive component does not require any external power to operate. Okay, the passive fiber components which not require any external power. So that means without any external power, these fiber optic components are operated, which are called as passive fiber optic components. Passive fiber optic components are work without external power, while in case of a active fiber component, it needs external power to work. Okay, if it is a passive, no external power is required. If it is an active fiber optic component, it requires some external power to operate or to work. Okay, so next we will go for the fiber optic splicing technique. Fiber optic splicing. So generally the fiber optic splicing means it is used to join the two optical fibers. So the process of fiber splicing, which is represented as joining of two optical fiber cables. So as in the first unit, there is a block diagram of optical fiber. In that optical fiber, we are discussed about there is a one splicer block also there. So that means this optical fiber splicing, which is used to join two optical fiber cables. Okay, that is the purpose of fiber optic switching. So then the other means it can also described as the terminator or connectorization, the other more common method for joining the fibers. So here we are discussing whenever we are joining the two optical fiber, that is called as a splicing. There is a different methods to join the optical fibers, so which are called as the terminator or connectorization. So these are also methods to join the two fibers. Okay. So why we are using the fiber splicing here? So generally the fiber splice, whenever we are going through the fiber splicing technique, which produces the very less loss of signal. That means suppose if it is a fiber, okay, now this fiber is needed to join with another fiber. So in this case I am using the splicer here. So now I am using the splicer here. So by using this splicer, whatever the signal at the output of the first fiber, that will be penetrate into the second fiber with very less losses. Very less losses. So if you are using some another technique, there will be some more losses as compared to the fiber optic splicing. That's why we are going for the fiber optic splicing, so which produce the very less losses, and also the back reflections are very less. That's why we are going for the fiber optic splicing. Okay, these suppose, let us suppose if you are using the fiber optic splicing. So where I will give an example here. Okay. Let us suppose if the cable having the length of 48 fiber cable length. Okay. So here fiber optic splicing typically there is in low light losses and back reflection, then termination. Okay. That means if you are using the termination method or connectorization method, there will be the some losses. So that's why we are going for the fiber splicing techniques. So which are the lower light loss and back reflections than termination making. Okay, clear. So now we will go for the splicing, which is also used to restore the fiber optic cables when buried cable is accidentally severed. Okay, so we can use the fiber splicing to restore the fiber optic cables. Whenever you are required, we can use it as a restorer like a registerer. Okay. In this fiber optic splicing, there is a two methods. Splicing means joint of a two optical fiber cables. Now this joint you can done with the two methods. One of the method is called as fusion splicing and another method is called as mechanical splicing. One method is called fusion splicing and another one is called mechanical splicing. So we will discuss about the one by one each. Okay. So in case of a fusion splicing, we will go for the fusion splicing. So as compared to the mechanical splicing, the fusion splicing, why we are going for the fusion splicing, why we are discussed about the mechanical splicing, let me know. So here in the case of a fusion splicing, we are using a machine, we are using one machine that is used to align the two fiber ends. That means this is one fiber, this is another fiber. In order to align the fiber precisely, now to align the fiber precisely, we are using the fusion splicing. So that means the end of this fiber and the other end of this fiber, which are joined or welded to each other by using the fusion splicing with the help of a machine, where this machine we are using the process of heat or electric arc. So in order to fuse the fibers or weld the fibers, we are using some type that is a heat or electric arc. Okay, so this fusion splicing which produce the connection between the two fibers, it is continuous, means it is a permanent connection. The fusion splicing which produce the permanent connection between the two fibers. Okay, so here there is a two type of splicing. Splicing is generally used to connect the two optical fiber cables. Okay. So the connection of two optical fibers, there is a different, so many methods are available. So one of the method is fusion splicing. Okay. The other methods which are called as the termination and connectorization also. Why we are going for the fusion splicing as other than the termination and connectorization? So in the fusion, whatever the splicing technique we are used, it have very low losses and less back reflections while transmitting the signal, that is a optical signal through the fiber. If in case if you are using the termination and connectorization techniques, there is a some losses which is occurred in the fiber by using termination. That's why we are going for the splicing technique. So those splicings are two types. One of the splicing is fusion splicing and another one is the mechanical splicing. So we will go for the fusion splicing. In fusion splicing, we are using the heat or electric arc to align fibers precisely. To align the fibers precisely, that means one end of the fiber which is joined with the another end of the fiber with permanent connection. With permanent connection, we are using the fusion splicing. This fusion splicing produce low losses and less back reflections than mechanical splicing. Okay, so where we are using the fusion splicing technique as compared to the mechanical splicing, fusion splicing having the less back reflections and low power losses. But we are using both the methods in the optical fiber cable, but where we are using the fusion splicing and when we are going for the mechanical splicing. Okay, in the fusion splicing which is used, the fusion splicing which is used at the single mode fibers. If it is a single mode fiber, then we are using the fusion splicing initially. whereas the mechanical splices, it is used for both the single and multimode fibers. It is used for both single and multimode fibers. Okay, so here the mechanical splicing also used to joint the optical junctions. That means the mechanical splice is an optical junction. Optical junction means it connect the two optical fibers. Five. Okay. Fusion splicing also used to joint the two optical fibers, and mechanical splicing is also used to joint the two optical fibers. But in the fusion splicing, we are using the process that is the heat or electric arc to joint the two optical fiber cables. Here also we are joint the two optical fibers. It that means it have an optical junction. So in which we are aligned the two optical fibers by a self-contained assembly. It is not a permanent bond. So just I told the fusion splicing is a permanent bond, but mechanical splice it is not a permanent bond. Okay, this method aligns two fiber ends to a common center line. So that means this fiber having one center line and this fiber also having the one center line. So it aligns the two optical fiber center lines with exact centering. So in order to pass the light from one fiber to another fiber. Okay. In fiber fusion splicing also you should match the both center of the fibers. This is fiber assuming, this is the fiber also assuming. In whatever technique we are using, either fusion splicing or mechanical splicing, suppose assuming this is the center of the fiber and this is the center of the fiber, these centers should be matched, these should be aligned precisely. So if these centers will not match perfectly, then the light losses will be very high. Okay, you should main concentrate upon the center alignment of the two fibers. Okay, now how the fusion splicing method and mechanical splicing methods are involved, we will discuss. So as mentioned here, the fusion splicing is a junction of two or more optical fibers that have been permanently affixed. Are you clear? Suppose this is one optical fiber, this is another optical fiber, assuming this is another optical fiber. So in order to join these optical fibers, we are using the technique which is called as the fusion splicing. This fusion splicing which permanently fix the welding, means these three connections should be permanent. We cannot remove the connections here. These are the permanent connections. Then we are going for the fusion splicing method. Okay, so this fusion splicing method have some steps. You remember these points. So these steps also common for the mechanical splicing also. These steps which are common for the mechanical splicing also. Okay, the first step, you have to prepare the fiber. First we have to preparing the fiber. So in this step what we are do, okay, in the pre while preparing the fiber, the main requirement is cleanliness. You have to clean the fiber in order to join that fiber with the another optical fiber. The first step, you have to preparing the fiber. How to prepare? So preparing means you have to clean the entire fiber without any ruggedness inside the fiber also. Okay, so here the strip, the protective coatings, jackets, tubes, strength members, whatever etc inside the fiber, you should have to clean. The main concern here is cleanliness. Okay, cleanliness, it is the main important step in the fiber splicing method. First one is preparing the fiber and second one is cleave the fiber. Okay, using a good fiber cleaver here is essential to successful the fusion splicing. So there is so many techniques there is so many devices are used for the cleaviness. So but we are go for the good fiber cleaver in order to smooth the end, in order to get the cleave end as a smooth. Suppose here have a optical fiber. This optical fiber end should be in the smooth, not in the rugged manner. It should be smooth. So that is the cleave the fiber. Cleave the fiber using a good fiber cleaver here is essential to successful fusion splice. In order to get the good fusion technique, we are using the fiber cleaver, the cleaved end. The cleaved end, that means one of the end of the fiber where we are using the process of cleaning. Okay, that cleaved end must be mirror smooth and perpendicular to the fiber axis to obtain the proper splicing. So it should be very smooth and it is also perpendicular to the another fiber. Okay, that is the cleave the fiber. And the third point is fuse the fiber. So the fuse here, the third step, it describes that there is the method. It again consists of a two steps, that is called heating and alignment. Alignment is important. Alignment, and another one is the heating. So these two steps which are again in the step 3. In order to fuse the fiber, there is a two steps involved. So that is alignment and another one is heating. So you can align the fibers with manual alignment or automatic alignment. That will be completely depends upon the which type of equipment you are using. So sir, which type of alignment we can use, either manual or automatic? That alignment of manual or automatic alignment, that will be completely depends upon the type of equipment you are used. If it is a very high priced equipment, that means the cost of the equipment price is very high, then you should get the more accurate alignment. Okay, so then they will use the automatic alignment. So once properly align the fusion splicer unit, okay, then uses an electrical arc to melt the fibers. Okay, after alignment, after successful alignment, you are using electric arc in order to melt the fibers. So why should you have to do the process of melting? In order to weld the fibers ends permanently. In order to weld the fiber ends permanently, that is the process of fuse the fiber. And the next one is protect the fiber. So protect the fiber, protection means whenever we are in the process of bending, whenever there is a process of bending or joints of a two or more fibers, protecting the fiber from bending and external forces. Due to the bendings and tensile forces, then means some external forces, whatever, suppose here it is a bending of a optical fiber assuming. Okay, these bendings, due to these bendings, the optical fiber may be break down, or by the some external pressures it will be break down. So in order to protect the dam without damage, we are using a particular rules. Okay. In order to protect without damaging while it is in the bending mode, a bending process, or it any forces which are acts upon a optical fiber, so you should get the good fibers without any damage. Okay, that's for that case we are using heat shrink tubing and silicone gel or mechanical film protector, which are used to protect the our fiber from the bending or tensile forces. What we are using here, we use heat shrink tubing and silicone gel or mechanical crimp protectors will keep the splice protected from outside elements and breakage. Okay, uh, this is the fusion splicing. While in the mechanical splicing, what is the mechanical splicing? The mechanical splicing is also used to join the two optical fibers which are not same as the fusion splicing. In the fusion splicing, we are also used to join the two optical fibers with permanently. We are using fusion splicing with permanent jointing. But in this case, we are using the joint between the two optical fibers, but the joint is not a permanent. In fusion splicing, we are joined the two optical fibers, assuming this is optical fiber, this is optical fiber, we are jointing these two optical fibers permanently by using a machine. That machine which consists of a electric arc and heater. Electric arc and heater for the permanent joint between the two optical fiber, whereas a mechanical splicing they are not used any heater and electrical arc. Here in that place we are using the self-contained assembly. It is not a permanent bonding. Okay, while the mechanical splicing which is used in the single mode and multi-mode fibers. So here these are the steps for the mechanical splicing which are same as the fusion splicing also. See, the first step, preparing the fiber, that is the main requirement. The main concern for this is cleanliness. The first step is common for both the fusion splicing and mechanical splicing, and the second step is also same, but in the fusion splicing the second step it is somewhat difficult, but in the mechanical splicing the cleave precision is not so much critical as compared to the fusion splicing. So in the fusion splicing we are using the process of cleave in order to get the fiber optic, and one of the fiber optic end it should be smooth. At the one of the end of the fiber optic it should be smooth in order to join the other fiber. That is the main thing in the fusion splicing. Here also we are joining the two optical fiber, but it is not so much of critical as compared to the fusion splicing. And the third one is, here it is mechanically join the fiber. So whereas in the fusion splicing we are using the fusion to join the fibers. Okay, see, in this case there is no heat is used, whereas in the fusion splicing there is a heat and electric arc are used, but here there is no heat is used in this method. Okay, whatever you are jointing the two fibers which are simply by using the mechanical splice unit. In which we have to the index matching gel inside the mechanical splice will help couple the light. So here it means the index matching gel inside the mechanical splice. The mechanical splice which uses the mechanical gel which is used inside the mechanical splicer. So in order to couple the light from one end to other end, so here they use the mechanical join of the fiber. They are not used any heat and electric arc in order to join the two optical fibers. Here they are used the mechanical gel, means matching gel is used. They are used matching gel inside the two mechanical splices. And the fourth step is the protection of the fiber, same as the previous one. Here also the products the fiber. This product fiber completed mechanical splice provides its own protection for the splice. So in the fusion splicing we are using some externally, so which are crimp protectors. Mechanical crimp protectors are used, and heat shrinking tubes are used. Heat shrinking or heat shrink tubing or mechanical crimp protectors are used to protect the elements what we are in the fusion splicing. Whereas in the mechanical splicing, there is no other techniques used to protect the mechanical splicing. The completed mechanical splice provides its own protection for the splice. Okay, this is the splicing technique and optical fiber components which are used in the fiber optic cables.